evening, cult members, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And welcome to our trailer reaction for The Mandalorian Season 3. The proper trailer, not the teaser thingy, not the one they recycled 7 times because they showed it at Celebration for 5 people. Here we go, Mando Season 3. Go.
Our people are scattered, like stars in the galaxy.
Yes, they are.
What are we? What do we stand
Who are they?
for?
I don't know. Pretty armor.
Tin's there.
Being a Mandalorian's not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy.
Where's this ball?
True.
That way, you'll never be lost.
Navarro doing good.
Yeah. Doing very good.
Rafe doing good.
I'm going to
Bad guy,
Mandalore
bad guy.
so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
May the force be with you!
Fred's going with them.
This is the way.
There's something
Celebration on
dangerous
Navarro.
happening. And by the time it becomes
That's
big enough for
Coruscant,
you to act,
and that's Pershing.
it'll be too late.
No. David.
Come on, kid.
They're storming Navarro.
This is the way.
What is that? Bye.
Upgrades. Lone Wolf and Cub, March 1st.
Yep.
It's going to be all Pedro Pascal for a little bit.
Right?
We're gonna Pedro on Sundays, and then we're gonna Pedro again on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. Yep.
FYI, if you haven't watched The Last of Us, hellballs. It's good. Okay. I know my thoughts. We have watched it twice. We watched it now with the game. We waited for the Monday night wildcard game to get done, or at least get to halftime. We watched it then.
Right.
Now that we've watched it twice,
Right.
I have some more thoughts.
Okay.
But I want to get your thoughts first before I start rambling.
Well, I am not deep in the lore. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready for
Sweet baby Kevin.
Sweet Baby Kevin, and
We call Grogu Sweet Baby Kevin in this house because when he first got introduced to us in the first day of Disney Plus, we didn't know his name, and everybody was like, "He's Baby Yoda," and it's not
no,
Baby Yoda's not right.
Yoda's not a race.
So we started calling him Sweet Baby Kevin, and then they called him Grogu later, and he's Sweet Baby Kevin.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, you're excited for?
Yeah, yes, I'm excited.
You ever watched a movie and thought, like, this is just visually amazing, and I just love the way it looks, and the colors are amazing? Well, our friends over at Movie Palette have come up with these great pieces of art that you could put up on your wall to show your love of movies without really necessarily being overly dramatic about it. Think of a movie barcode kind of thing, where you can look at the colors and know what the movie is, but it's very, very subtle. If you know us, we are into Tron Legacy. The music and the lights and the color itself is just amazing. Just to give you an idea of what they have. Go to moviepalette.com, find your own personal favorite movie, your movie color palette, and have it hang on your wall. At checkout, put in Pop Culture 15 to get 15% off. Thank you, Movie Palette, for sponsoring this video. Link is in the description down below. And don't forget, use Pop Culture 15 at checkout to get 15% off your order.
Go. You have so much to say.
Okay, so in the previous trailer, we got Bo-Katan sitting on the throne on Mandalore.
Yep.
And Din walking into the throne room with the Darksaber, if I remember correctly, from that trailer.
Yeah.
And her kind of confronting him on
that he shouldn't have it.
that he shouldn't have it
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With all of that, in the first two seasons, Din doesn't know about the larger galaxy. He doesn't know about the fight against the Empire. He doesn't know about the Jedi. He doesn't know about what the importance is of the Darksaber. He was a foundling and a branch cult of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he doesn't really even know the Mandalorians. He knows this very specific branch that he has been taught as gospel when there's a whole colors of the rainbow out there for Mandalore.
Yes, and I think that's going to dictate a lot of what this season is his education
Yep.
of what the actual story is of Mandalore, the Night of 1,000 Tears, everybody being broken up, the true meaning of who controls the Darksaber
Yep.
and who really should have it. I think that's what this season's going to be. But with the opening scene of him with other Mandalorians,
Yeah,
in other colors than what we've seen in the past,
Yeah.
I find that very interesting. I'm wondering that's in the prelude of the season, the first maybe the opening crawl, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
for Star Wars.
yeah.
I wonder if we're going to have him traveling around in his hot rod with his kid
Collecting.
and finding people
Yeah.
who are other Mandalorians
Yeah.
who are also on a similar quest to figure out their true path going to Mandalore.
Well, from what I understand, pretty much all of the Mandalorians are trying to maybe not necessarily get back to Mandalore because Mandalore is destroyed
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much, but to get back to the rest of their people or whatever. So it seems to me like it would be pretty easy to just have him going around to different outposts or towns or planets or whatever
Yeah.
where he's hearing that there are people dressed like Mandalorians or whatever and going, hey, we're getting the band back together, come with us.
I like that story because it's something that was kind of hinted at during Rebels when Sabine showed up with the Darksaber and Mandalore was the Mandalorians as a culture were separated because the Empire had kind of separated them out. Those who were loyal to the Empire and those who weren't. And when Sabine gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan, making her the true ruler, but she didn't take it the right way according to the Old Testament of Mandalore, blah 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 blah, whatever. But that was her attempt for Bo-Katan to bring everybody together.
Yeah.
Well, if Din's got it and he's learning about his culture's history, and he may take that mantle on, and then there's going to be that moment of, is he really the true leader? Are there going to be people who are going to be on Bo-Katan's team? And then there's the armorer, and we call him Heavy, but it's Paz Vizsla. We call him Heavy around here because he's just big. But him leading an attack force in this trailer to a very prosperous Navarro is very interesting. Like maybe they're going to make a decision that Din doesn't have their true meaning to what it means to be a leader in their truest form. So they're going to start going after anybody who is protecting him or harboring him or whatever.
Well, I have questions about, like, the first thoughts that went through my head when I saw Navarro was, what are they doing? I mean,
right.
Like that's a lot. That's
yeah.
They're doing very, very well.
Yeah.
So how? Why?
Yes.
I question.
Yes, because it's an Outer Rim territory that is not necessarily under the guidance and influence of the New Republic. So the New Republic is worried about the Central Worlds.
Yeah.
And you've got a couple of cops running around in X-wings
Yeah, I mean,
trying
just
to
how
enforce something.
did they
So what
go?
are they?
How
Yeah,
did they become so?
are they a smuggler planet?
I-
Are they running spice through there?
yeah.
Are they just
I
being
mean-
good? Is Cara Dune still there? Or is she on her own mission?
Yeah, so they didn't
But
show her.
I don't
and
think
they're
she's going to
not-
be in this season.
the way I understood it was she wasn't.
She was not going to be. I like the character, and I'm not upset with Gina Carano if she shows up. Like I'm not upset with her being there.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I mean,
I understand people's political views can't be are going to have problems with her being there, but I don't have a problem with her being there because I think the character is so strong.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
we can generally detach one from the other.
Right,
You
right.
know, there's we can watch Kevin Spacey movies without,
Right.
because we can detach that. But that's ultimately up to the people that had to work with her and the studio,
Right.
and so they made their decision. Cool.
And I'm totally
But-
cool with that. The other thing that in this trailer that I find interesting is that was Coruscant, and that
Yeah.
was Pershing in Coruscant, and that's they've been kind of leaving that cloning thing kind of in the background for a while, and we know
Right.
that. I think we as an audience know that what that cloning group is trying to do is make a clone strong enough to hold Palpatine.
Okay.
And so I think that's why they're trying to get Grogu and trying to do all this stuff to kind of clone somebody with that high of a force ability, midichlorian count, however you want to look at it as you see the Star Wars universe. I'm not going to get in that argument, but using his base DNA is what they're trying to do to make a clone strong enough to hold Palpatine's essence. Has always been the kind of the conversation I always thought that they were doing. Now they've never blatantly come out and said that this is what they're trying to do,
Right.
but all the clues are bright neon arrows to this point. Oh, by the way, we have the actual story of Mandalore, which we haven't really done properly.
Right.
We've had different versions of what happens to Mandalore within Clone Wars, within Rebels, whatever, but we don't have a Mandalorian culture centric show, which
Right.
is what this is.
It's in the title.
It's but the culture of the Mandalorians,
Yeah. Yeah.
we've gotten bits and pieces and here and there and
Yeah.
whatever, but a proper like sinking our teeth into that kind of thing.
Yep.
We don't have. Oh, by the way, it's a red herring because we're trying to clone for Palpatine back over here. And Dave Filoni loves to kill us with Order 66.
Right. Over and over and over again. Oh, hey, did you forget Order 66?
I think that
They killed younglings.
They killed him. Anakin killed younglings. I think that scene is specifically there to show us who saved Grogu.
Probably, yeah, because we got a teaser of that in the last season.
Right. And we never really got
We never saw
a resolution
yeah,
for
yeah.
what that is.
Yep.
But Grogu is powered up. And it's not that Grogu chose to be not to be a Jedi and not to use his powers. He did not choose that. He chose to have his powers, take what he has learned from Luke, and now is going to protect his dad.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be something that is going to be possibly affected by the dark side because he's going to use his powers to protect his dad and at whatever cost. And so you have Order 66 and you have Grogu, who is still an infant, even though he's now 58 or 60 or something like that.
Mhm.
So like that kind of conversation is going to be very interesting to have with the, oh, by the way, we're trying to clone him to
Yeah.
make Palpatine. By the way, we're trying to tell the actual story of the Darksaber and the Mandalorian culture.
But then you could bring Ahsoka back in to wrangle him, bring him back, because you have the Ahsoka series out there.
Yeah.
So
And it's all
if he goes off the deep end or whatever, I don't think it's going to be Luke, but it could be Ahsoka that
it
kind
could
of
be
brings
Ahsoka,
him back.
because at this point in time, Ahsoka is actually older and more experienced than Luke is. So having her come back,
Yeah.
and kind of be the
Well,
one.
and
Of like,
I mean
I've seen this
it-
dark side before,
yeah,
and how it affected.
and it
people.
wasn't working out with Grogu, and I mean it was fine. But
Yeah, I love that arc. Oh, I could do a total diatribe on Luke and how that leads to his decisions that he does in Last Jedi. One other thing is kind of hanging over this trailer is the idea of we have the Tatooine Boba Fett Dayu kind of thing going on, and it feels like there is going to be a point, possibly at the end of this season, where Dan's going to have to go back to Boba and say, "Hey, I need your help with your clan because the Armorer and her clan are rallying people, and I need people to be on my side."
yeah,
and that side might be my side, Bo-Katan's side, Armorer side, so it'll be a three-way war.
Maybe.
And I think that would be very interesting kind of story arc to kind of deal with in this. Okay, we've got 15 minutes. There's going to be a commercial in here too, so 16 minutes, and I still have more to talk about. Let us know what you thought of this trailer in the comments down below. Please be nice. There's a requirement around here. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and follow us on all the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Links in the description down below. And until next time, cult members, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.